ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages, welcome back to AussieVerse, where we are coming to you now with a new segment, Reading Recommendations. I am OmniBeau, joined by Ryan, Mr. Grodd Watson, and Sharif. How are you guys?
Pretty stoked.
Yeah, good.
First of a new segment.
Number one.
So,
First issue. Always a good one.
If you are new to the show, or if you are someone that has watched us a few times, we hope you are liking, and we hope you are also subscribing, because we are close, very close to the 400 subscriber giveaway. Well, one lucky winner will be getting a $100 Amazon gift card. If you ever do want to hit us up for any sort of critiquing, we love those, and any sort of feedback in general, please go to Instagram, where you can see us at AussieVerse_comics_collectors, where you can also hit up our graphic designer and editor, A51_designs. So, reading recommendations. This is where we have 2 books each, where we will be discussing what makes these our individual reading recommendation for this segment. Ryan, take it away, my friend.
My first recommendation is 2 books which make up one, because it's 2 volumes, and it's one of my favorites. Actually, it's a bit underrated for a Marvel run, in my opinion. So we've got Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine and Cyclops, and it's 2 trades, and it collects Matthew Rosenberg's run on X-Men. And the premise of this is that essentially this is meant to be like the last X-Men story before Hickman takes over. So they're just like, you can do whatever you want, kill whoever you want, because we're just going to bring him back anyway when Hickman takes over. So the real premise is that there's only a couple mutants left, and Cyclops just does not give a fuck anymore. So he's just like, you know what? We're going to go attack the threats before they become a threat. And it's very Uncanny X-Force-like, but better, in my opinion, because I don't like that run.
Nice. Do you like Rosenberg usually? He's writing, or?
I've enjoyed everything I've read of his.
Really? So he's Punisher run? He did Punisher run, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did a Punisher run, and he did the brief stint where he had the War Machine armor. Yeah. And then he started taking out high-profile targets like the Mandarin.
Yeah, well, he's got the Task Force Z at the moment, and which just finished, and then he's got the new Joker book at the moment too. So he's in DC. So, what's your highlight of that book? Do you reckon?
Kind of like, I would say, the rehabilitation of Cyclops from being a villain, I'd say.
Sounds like just sort of a Cyclops book, doesn't it? Pretty much.
He leads the team, so makes sense. And this is like right after they brought him back after he'd been dead for years as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like a redemption run.
It is a redemption run, I'd say. It's definitely a good one.
I remember reading it at the same time. I think that followed straight after Uncanny X-Men. And then they said Hickman was coming. And I remember feeling very mixed reactions, because Hickman, you were very excited about joining X-Men. But that series there was really, really good. I didn't want that to come to an end.
Yeah, it was kind of like you could tell that they were just like, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because, he was killing off characters left and right. He was doing all these cool things, bringing back all these cool villains from times that hadn't been used before within like a span of time recently, like a Dark Beast. He hadn't been used in a while, so they brought him back in here. Emma Frost as well came back and got to be a little bit nefarious, like she always is.
Oh, beauty.
Nice.
Over here, Mark.
My first one's going to be Marvel, so I will go with the current run Black Panther. So you got issue 1 there. Most of these covers are by Alex Ross. So issue 2, 3, 4,
And these are good
5, 6. Some good covers.
Yeah.
S
Oh,
shots.
this was a good one. 7.
I really dug the first 2 as well.
Yeah, they've all
Agree.
been pretty consistent. The covers are 8 and 9, and we're up to 10. So, Black Panther's a character I never really read before. I haven't read before, so I just took a flyer on this new series, which we are 10 months in now. And I really enjoyed it. It was simple. Like it's written by John Ridley. He's quite an intelligent writer, so he's doing a few things in DC at the moment too, which I'm not reading. So this is the only Ridley book I've sort of read lately. So the first sort of arc. So we're into our second arc at the moment. So the first sort of arc is TChalla has like spies all over the world, and Wakanda doesn't know this. Nobody in Wakanda knows this. Spies over the world, just sort of in certain places he places there, and they live and give him feedback of what things are going on in that type of the world. Anyway, they start all getting murdered, and because it's his secret operation, he's like, who knows about this apart from the people that he sent there? So he's sort of investigating it, and there's obviously a lot of twists and turns. Obviously, I can't mention who's behind it and stuff like that. And essentially, by the end of the arc, like T'Challa loses it all. Basically, like he loses his kingdom, he loses his friends, he loses his family because of all this secret sort of options. And people find out about it, and they're really heartbroken, and it's cost lives. And then they pick up on this second arc, which is pretty much him by himself. So he goes to the Avengers, and they put him in the team, and he kind of stuffs up that too. So he's just really hit rock bottom at the moment. These last 2 here were just like a 2-issue sort of story arc, which was when I try to explain it, which I probably shouldn't, is just it's really weird. There's 2 dudes and settlers coming. It's comics, like ghosts are coming, and the Avengers are fighting them, and it's really weird. T'Challa tries to defeat him, and he ends up fighting this guy called Buffalo Soldier, who's on this cover, who can pierce vibranium with his bullets, apparently. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the beginning of the run and stuff like that. I really recommend it because it was easy to follow, easy to read. It's a simple story. I'm interested to see where T'Challa goes now because he's basically on his own. Even Storm makes an appearance because they were together, but obviously not anymore. She's completely lost faith in him. So Shuri almost has at the moment too. Like she's basically almost cut him off. So he's really just, he doesn't know what to do. So it's been a 10-issue build up towards that, but I'm enjoying it. So
what do you think of John Ridley's writing? Because he can be a bit wordy sometimes, but I tend to enjoy his writing.
Well, this is definitely not wordy because this is why I kind of liked it. It's simple reading. So it's always, when I get a Black Panther issue, when it's that time of month, usually put it at the top of the pile to start me to get momentum into more reading because it's nice and easy. As I said, it was a simple plot. I don't know where he's going to go to now. It's only been that one story arc and then that 2 little mini story arcs. So I don't know where it's going to go to now. But so far, it's been quite simple. And, yeah, I don't know how else to explain. I like it. It is smart, but it helps me out too. If I don't know that much about Black Panther, which I don't, he helps me out in that area with his writing.
Very cool. Do you reckon you're going to continue reading Black Panther past this now, or was it just this?
Definitely. I'm going to keep reading this until probably Ridley's run ends, I reckon, because as I said, this is probably my favorite month to month. This is probably my favorite Marvel book. Definitely, I would say that and Daredevil. So Moon Knight's okay, But yeah, definitely Black Panther's one I look forward to. So yeah, and I never thought I would be that type of going. Oh, Black Panther's definitely my number one look forward to. But yeah, it is at the moment.
Yeah, there's definitely some good Black Panther stuff out there. There's a lot of early stuff I haven't read. Yeah. All right, nice one. Sharif.
Both of my books are not from the big two. They're both from Image, and they're both my custom books, which I eventually got around to reading it. The first one is Southern Bastards. All right, it's set in the southern parts of America, where this particular town has been football champions for the longest time. People think that the coach is a miracle worker, that he can produce teams year after year winning. And then as we get into the story, there's a segue with the backstory as to how the coach finally got to the position that he was. And it's so dirty, man. The way that he manipulated and worked his way up to his position, man, it's just dirty. And the setting, it's like the backwoods of Southern America. You can feel the humidity, the stench of it, and littered all throughout the story. There's this one dog that just I don't know. It's like a theme or something, but but and then there's another character that came back to town, try to settle some family matters, and then this guy and the coach got tangled up in a situation where eventually the daughter came back to settle some issues with the coach, and it ended. There's no resolution yet, and I forgot about it because I put a 1 there. Bo, you asked me about it if there's gonna be a second volume or whatever, and definitely the story's not over. Currently it's available in 4 trades. It covers 20 issues. There's only one hardcover that covers only the first 8 issues, but they're still available. If this is anything to go by, go get them, read them. Second book is this is the deluxe edition is really hard to come by, so I did my own. Also 20 issues, all done. At the end of 20 issues, the story is done. Though in saying that, that the way it ended, there is a possibility that the story could continue with one of the main, or you can say main characters, which is the girlfriend of the protagonist. Basically, this story is about can't remember the name though. He kind of thinks that a demon might be haunting him and getting him to kill bad people. And then it got to a point where he's doubting himself, and kind of felt remorse, put himself in a mental institute, thinking that, I'm not going to be part of society and the killing will be over. But the killing doesn't stop. So that's the segue story. Before going in, he had a run-in with the Russian mob because he wanted to save this particular person. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot. Someone died. They're after him. He went away thinking that he's safe in the asylum, but the police who were on his case finally tracked him down, and so did the Russian mob. And then so much action going on in the mental institute.
I guess you could say that it was he had to kill or be killed.
Exactly. It's basically a story of survival. And in the end, when the last issue, it's a bit trippy. Because throughout the whole 20 issues, it's him narrating his story, and then in issue 19 or 20, he went in one direction, but then at the end of that, it went into another direction. Towards the last couple of pages of the last issue, I just screamed, "Yes, I knew it!" So both of them are solid read. If you get a chance to get your hands on them, go ahead. Don't wait.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. I'd really want Kill or Be Killed, especially after my Brubaker kicks.
It's really good.
All right. My first one that I am going to talk about is Gideon Falls, baby. I got this on a whim because I was getting some books off Sharif. Sharif got the better direct market cover.
Same content.
And and look, to be honest with you, you know me. I don't really care about the covers that much when it comes to choosing books. I really care about just getting a copy. And usually I'm not that fussed. Rarely I'll see an omnibus where I'm like, oh, I really want a specific cover, like the Spider-Gwen. This DM cover of yours is a lot better than this, I've got to say. It's a lot cooler. But I'm still very, very happy. Now, this is like reading a freaking horror movie. And I just love that. I love the fact that you're turning the pages, and as you're turning them, you're actually almost hearing the chilling music in your head, and the dun dun dun, and these sound effects that you'd normally hear in a horror movie. And I hear that stuff when I'm flicking through these pages. There is a fear of dread. There is a fear of what the answers are. It's a mystery. It's supernatural. It's beautiful. And I've never been a huge fan of Jeff Lemire. Not to say that I haven't liked his stuff. I've liked nearly everything that I've read of Lemire's, but I've never loved it. Except maybe Underwater Welder. But this is just brilliant, and the art in it is just awesome as well. Let's see if I can show you a couple of things without giving anything away. So this is just the standard pages that you'll see.
Yeah.
It's the dream team as well of Lemire and Sorrentino.
You get these splash pages.
Yeah, cool.
I'm going to show you another one.
Wow, that's good.
And let's see what else. Oh, no, can't show you that. All right. I was about to show you one, then I realised, no, that might give something away. So, yes, go out, get Gideon Falls. Highly recommend it. The second hardcover is being released in about a week, I believe. So you can pre-order that now. And it leaves you wanting more, for sure. You like horror? Gideon Falls, brother, girls, sisters, everyone.
Is it reasonably new? Is it just been...
No, I don't think so. I think it's been out for a while, just never in the deluxe. Yeah. Would that be right?
The deluxe came out just before last Halloween, so almost a year now. And when you were sharing the pages, Bo, I said wow, because even though I've got a copy, I've not opened it up yet. So Spooktober, that might be a read for me this month.
Yeah, I was going to save it for next week's horror episode, but I just really wanted to talk about it. I want people to I really want them to make a movie or a TV show out of it, as we probably think about most of the things we love to read. Now, was it Ryan next?
Yeah.
Alrighty, Ryan.
Now, the next one I was about to pick is a horror book, but I'm going to save it for that horror episode, I reckon. And I'm going to pick this other book that I really like. I'm a big fan of this creator's art, Batman White Knight.
Oh, yeah.
This is Sean Gordon Murphy just going and deciding, you know what? I want to put everything Batman that I can into this book. There's so many Easter eggs in this book. Premise of the book is the Joker gets these pills and he's just sane now. And it's him taking down Batman through the law, legally.
Wow.
Like, that is the best way you could do it. And he also does a couple really interesting things in this book. Like, he goes and he splits the classic Harley Quinn from like the modern interpretation. And he goes, okay, there's two of these now. There's a young one who is like the more modern New 52-esque Harley Quinn. And then there's the classic one, who's the Harley Quinn that everyone likes.
Yeah. He sort of created his own universe, hadn't he, Sean Murphy?
Yeah, he's created his own universe. It's got a couple spin-offs going.
Yeah.
So, like, it had a sequel in Curse of the White Knight, and then it had a spin-off that was Harley Quinn, Beyond the White Knight's running now, and then you had the 2-part story for Red Hood that was running as well. I mean, I'm looking for a good thing to show you. Just look at some art. Look at some of this.
Yeah.
Look, it's very sketchy, but I think that's a part of the appeal.
It sort of suits like a darker Gotham, doesn't it? Sort of thing.
Yes, it really does. That's a good way of putting it, Mark. And like, it's one of those things where like you kind of expect what's going to happen, but it's done in such a brilliant way that you're just like, yep, I really like that.
Yeah. Definitely agree. I've only read the ones that you gave me, Ryan, but I really enjoyed them. I thought it was smartly written. It was something different as well. It's just, it's a good thing that this sort of stuff exists. So if somebody's just a bit bored of the usual superhero, because they do tend to go into circles, chucking in something a little bit different, this is perfect for it. So this is a good recommendation there.
Yeah, and it's a very refreshing take on Batman as well.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like tearing down those things that all the Batman stories usually rely on. Like, Batman fights criminals. Well, in this one, Batman brutally beats the crap out of the Joker and he gets in trouble for it.
Yeah, he doesn't get away with it like he does in normal comics. Yeah, good pick.
All right. Mark, you're up.
All right, my one is something I read a good few years ago now. But I thought I'd bring it up because I really enjoy this. This is one of my favourite comic book runs of all time, to be honest. And it's weird because it's a character that I didn't think that I'd enjoy. I think it was in lockdown. We were in lockdown and COVID, and I thought I was making me weekly trades. I thought I'd give it a chance, and just because I know a little bit about the character, but I always thought it would confuse me, just what I know about the character in recent runs. But yeah, it's Hawkman. And coming up with the new movie, I thought it was appropriate with Black Adam coming out. So this is the Rob Venditti one. I think it started in 2018 or 2019 or even 2020. So it's only went for 2 years. So, and it finished about a year and a half ago. So, but yeah, it's 4 trades. I got 4 of them. So that one.
The thing I remember about that book, it was so good until they had to drag it into what was going on at the time with the Secret Six.
Yeah. When it was its own thing, it was amazing. So I reckon about the first 3 trades, or 2 trades at least, it was really good. And I'm starting to realise Rob Venditti, because he wrote the rebirth of Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, which I'm not a massive Green Lanterns fan, but I've started to read that, and I love that too. Feels like he's making it more for my taste, just like he did with Hawkman here. So it's not a heck of a lot I can give away, because it is a story all basically written on surprise, I guess. So basically, he's got the Deathbringers are coming, so it's like robots. They're going to take over the world. He gets dreams about it and stuff like that, and it's obviously from his past life. There's a really neat little origin story, which I'm pretty sure it's a retcon, is to why he keeps getting reincarnated. I will not give that away, because it's a really good one. It's really smartly done, and it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, it adds to the story, and with Hawk Girl in it, she's not in it much. Whenever she shows up, he makes the right decision. Like it's like a heaven come down to make him do the right thing. Whether he's doubts himself, and she sort of puts him in the right, just because of love, I guess. But yeah, then there's the whole, you keep diving through different lives of his. As I said, it's really complicated to explain, but I do have to get it out there because I really liked this a lot. It felt like it can be done in movies. It would have to be a long movie or 2. I really felt like it was smartly written, easily written, and you've got a few extra characters in there, and you got the archaeologist of him. So he's kind of like a Indiana Jones, but he's a superhero sort of thing as well going, which is kind of cool. So you go through bits of history. There's a Krypton moment. He was a Krypton at one stage in one of his past lives, and just before Krypton went down, and you get that story. You get a story. Sorry, was that?
I was saying, oh, cool.
Yeah. And there's a little story arc of him and the Atom. So, and there's a little story arc of the Shade, who I'm a big fan of him, and yeah. It wraps up, as Ryan said, the very end of it is just okay, but before that was just, it was interesting. And I've only known like 2 or 3 people that have ever read it, and they've all said the same thing. It goes, it surprised me how good it was. So, yeah.
Venditti doesn't miss.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that. The only thing is, at the moment, the books he's writing is just ones I'm not interested in. Like there was the Krypton, where it's about the world of Krypton before it obviously goes to shit. And I'm just like, it's just about family matters and cancer. I'm not really interested in reading that, but I like the writer. I'm going, man, if I eventually read that and he can pull that off as it being good, well, then he's right up there in my books. So, yeah.
The World of Krypton Before It Went to Shit. That's a good title.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the cover. I don't know.
In fine print.
Well, my last recommendation is one that I read recently in the last few weeks. I'm bringing it up because I want people to remember that there are crossovers that used to happen. They're not so much these days anymore, and if they are, they're definitely not Marvel related. But when I was growing up, Marvel and DC got along, and they did a lot of crossovers. So I've got a big collection of crossovers. I try to buy as many of them as I can. I don't care what crosses over with what. I just try to get them. And the last collection that I have recently bought was Justice League Volume 1. And the reason why this one I really wanted to get was because it has Superman versus the Predator and Superman versus the Terminator. And I'd never read Superman versus Terminator before. And that was something for years that I'd always wanted to read. Finally did, really enjoyed it. and it also introduced me to Starman, who I'd heard of. I'd heard of the original Starman, but not the Starman that's in this. And in this one, you've got Batman, Hellboy, and Starman versus. It's called Batman, Hellboy, Starman 1 and 2, but I thought it was them versus something. So forgive me. Ghost, Batgirl, and that is it. So they do these collections. If you don't want to track down the individual ones, they've got quite a few of them. They're very good. I enjoy them. Nostalgia, licensed things. Yay! That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It'd be interesting to see how Batman goes up against Predator. So
yeah,
I'm really interested to see how Batman goes up against Spawn coming up.
Oh yeah, McFarlane doing it. Yeah.
Have you read the other two?
No, I haven't.
They've done one before, and the second one was with the new Batman, Azrael.
Oh, Azrael,
Yeah.
That would be an interesting fight.
Yeah, it was. It always makes me laugh how when some crossovers happen or some things finally happen and you get what you want, but it's actually with the wrong version of the superhero. I remember Marvel versus DC, and it was Ben Reilly. Wasn't Peter? So Peter Parker missed out and all that. There's a couple of other things that I've forgotten, but yeah, you finally get the crossover you want, and it's the wrong freaking thing. Okay.
I don't discredit Azrael. I like Azrael.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been AussieVerse with our first reading recommendations. We hope you found something that we've spoken about that you're going, yep, I'm going to go pick that up. Brian convinced me to get that. Sharif convinced me to get that. Or, no, I don't like the way Bo spoke about that one. I'll never go near that book. That's the point of these episodes. We'll be back for another live chat, and we'll also be back for more videos like this. AussieVerse is for life. Yeah. Word from our sponsors. Next time.
This show is sponsored by the Comx shop. Check out comx.cx for all things Comx and find out what Comx is all about. Then head over to comx.shop to pick up a variety of Australian comics from multiple creators and publishers, all for one flat postage rate. And don't forget to check out the Comx channel on YouTube. We hope you enjoyed the show.